This definitely resembles
That's right.
the Blue Lodge.
Islam.
There is not much to really argue about. And now, this is a bit mustard yellow, but this one I just grabbed online. But it actually resembles, even when you look right here. It actually resembles. And that's a close resemblance. I'm not making this up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked myself, did somebody enter into the Moorish Science Temple of America and do the bait and switch? This is what we have to ask ourselves, because when we're talking about divine, we're talking about something from God.
That's right. That's
And
right.
if somebody do the bait and switch,
Islam.
is it still holy?
There you go.
If the bait and switch happens, is it still holy?
Islam.
And so remember, the name of this lecture is, what happened to the Moorish Science Temple of America? Once we get off the holy and divine path,
Come on.
you on your own.
Islam.
You out in the cold.
That's right.
You have no protection.
Islam.
You have no divine protection. Because
Islam.
if the Prophet Noble Ali said this is a holy divine movement, this is like the ark. You know, this is like the ark. Like, we protected in the ark.
Islam.
But once you start opening the windows of the ark,
Uh-oh.
and you start talking about, I can't breathe, let me put a hole over here so I can breathe in the ark. You know what's going to happen to the ark. We're going down. We're going down. And so, that's the closest thing I could find that it resembles. Now, and this is our brother Polite. Where people thinking that he's just some guy that's on the internet that got a well-taught man. Brother Polite is connected. And he has a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And the mission is to confuse the public. That's his mission. This him right here. He's a part of something bigger than what people know. You know, and that's just what it is. So, again, the question is, what happened? Was it changed, and why was it changed? All right. Now, we're going to get to this next one. Remember, this is called the hijacking of the nation. If anybody inquired, tell them we're going to redo this tomorrow before the live stream, because I see the live stream that dropped again. But we'll redo it tomorrow, no problem. With that being said, we're going to go into the next one. And then we'll take a break for some water. But this next one, it might be a doozy. It may be a doozy. Let's see. Now we're going to go into Sister Mary and Pearl Jewel. Family. Y'all gonna have to brace yourself for this one. Let me tell you something. If you go on the internet, right, and you just sit back and just listen about this topic here. Some people would say Prophet Noble Drew Ali married Pearl Drew Ali and Mary Drew Ali, and he had 2 wives. Some people would say, nah, he divorced Pearl Drew Ali and then married Mary Drew Ali, and Mary Drew Ali is his second wife. Family, anybody that does deep research, when you look at the evidence on the table, it makes you want to question everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It just makes you want to question everything. And remember, this is called the hijacking of the nation. Let me tell you what I'm getting to. That there's a cover-up going on, so you won't know what the Moorish Science Temple of America looked like.
Islam.
And as long as you don't know what it looked like, you will join anything to perpetuate something that's going to get you nothing.
Islam.
Because you just don't know what it looks like. We're dying, and we want to survive. And it's just like we drowning in the river or in the ocean, and we just reaching for something. And so anything that looks like Morris Science Temple of America, we grab it. But now is the day and time that we are in the information age and we need something to compare it to.
Come on.
You see?
Islam.
And now if there is a cover-up, should we want to know about it?
Islam.
I think we should want to know about it.
Yes, sir.
And so this right here is very, very critical. This one here. When I started to dig into this one, I was like, whoa, I gotta look at this one more time. And so, remember this is called the hijacking of the nation. So, one of the first things that we see in all of the pictures, one thing we always see in 75% of the pictures that we have is Mary Drew Ali.
Islam.
I mean, Pearl Drew Ali, I'm sorry. Pearl Drew Ali. Family, there is not one picture that we can find, not only with the prophet, but without the prophet, of Mary Drew Ali.
Islam.
Anybody find that strange? I got a picture that could quite possibly be her. Not too sure yet. I just sent it to Brother Akhenaten, and I'll send it to my Brother Taharka Bey too. It quite possibly could be her. But I'm not 100% sure. And when you get this type of research and you stumble upon some stuff, it's hard to verify.
Islam.
It's really hard to verify. But in this picture, it's two sisters, it's a chart on the wall, and it's a pretty decent picture that makes you like, but I can't be 100% sure. But the point of the matter that I'm making is, we can find pictures of Prophet Noble Drew Ali and Pearl Drew Ali, but we can't find one with Mary Drew Ali. When did she become Mary Drew Ali? Anybody that's a Moorish American, if they haven't asked this question, it was a good question to ask for myself. And so the first thing that I could trace is this letter right here. And this letter right here, you follow me? This is a letter to Emiliel. And this is November the 13th, 1928. Now, what was happening on November the 13th, 1928? That was right after the convention.
Islam.
Now, could this letter be forged? Quite naturally, it could be. But for the sake of this conversation, if this letter is legitimate, this was Brother Miliel. I'm the chairman of the Sikh Committee, Sister M. Foreman Bey. So in November 1928, her name was still Mary Foreman Bey. Never forget that name. Her name was Mary Foreman Bey. In November. Now, the question is, what about the newspaper articles? Anybody remember the newspaper articles? What about the newspaper articles where we see Mary Drew Ali?
Come on.
So this is in November, right? So in November, we got Mary Drew Ali, and I got more pictures up here. But let's look at this article right here. And this article right here, let me see if I can spread it out for you so you can see it. In this article right here, this is an article talking about Sister Pearl Drew Ali and Juanita Richardson Bey, and they asking for membership for the Young People's Moorish League. This is very critical. This article right here is very critical. This is the Young People Moorish League that was put together for trying to get the people active and being literary geniuses, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And being politically active. I mean, learning skills and writing poetry. And so, but this article is critical. You're going to know why it's critical. That Pearl Drew Ali is in this article. That's Pearl Drew Ali. Her name actually was Jones. Her name actually was Jones. Was it Jones Bey, if I'm not mistaken? Jones L. Her name was Jones L. But in this article, she is Pearl Drew Ali. Now, when we look at when we look at that article, and we look at this postcard, which we can't see that clear, but this is a postcard from anybody remember that?
27.
1927 when he visited God. So, we can surmise, once you understand what date this article was, that they were still together. So, that's talking about Pearl Ali. Now, when we get to this article, now this article here, see if I can blow it up so you can see it. Oh, this is the same article. This is the application with Sister Pearl Ali. This article right here is an older article too, where it talks about Pearl Ali being a wife of Prophet Noble Ali. Now, it's a little bit grainy, but I want y'all to walk with me. Now, this article here, same thing. This is what I'm showing you, that you begin to see in many articles speaking of Pearl Ali, Pearl Ali, Pearl Ali, Pearl Ali. And in only 2 articles do you see, if I can blow this up, I hope we can see this. Let me see if we can see this. Preparation for the Moorish Tag Day. Anybody, y'all gonna get these slides so you'll be able to see it. This is an article talking about the Moorish Tag Day, and it's over here and it's talking about the first National Tag Day will be celebrated by all temples of the Moorish movement. The same having been sponsored by the Moorish National Sisters Auxiliary. And when you go down here, you'll know that Sister Mary Drew Ali was a part of this. And I'm trying to, let me see if I got it slip down so you can see it. She was a part of this. And it's right here. And she's a part of the Sisters Auxiliary. And if you can't see it good, you'll see it when you get the slides. That is Sister Mary Drew Ali. That's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making with this is, when was this article written? That's critical. And remember, she was, and y'all, when y'all get this, you can see this real clear, because if you can see it online, it's super clear, but this is kind of grainy. Remember, in November, she was Mary Foreman. Bey. Family. When you get these articles, you'll be able to see that in reality, hope you can see this. Let me see if you can see this. In reality, this is an article right here. That in this article, and y'all will be able to see it, my apology, you can't see it that clear now, but in this article right here, this article says that, and I got it on the side, praise the Lord, put it on the side because you'll get it when I'm done. This article with Mary Drew Ali named in this article both times comes from a February Moorish guide. That's critical. And we know it because it talks about how the Sisters Auxiliary has grown in 2 months. And it tells you the date in this article. So what was going on is that they were submitting articles. Remember, we didn't have the internet. And so for temples, 15 temples to submit articles, sometimes it would take a month. Sometimes it would take 2. And so the articles in the Moorish Guide was actually information probably a month or 2 prior. So this was a February article. Why is that so important? What was happening in February 1929? Family, what was happening in February 29? It was heating up. The takeover was happening.
That's right.
What was the takeover? We had John Lomax Bey in Detroit saying he not sending the prophet anything.
No.
saying that I'm the man.
Right, right.
We have Claude Green in Chicago saying I'm the man. You follow me? And then we have some plotters and schemers on the fringes. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But this is where it was heating up. Now, this is my theory. I truly see things like this. That Temple number 9, Claude Green, and Lomax Bey, and possibly Ern Payne L, was in cahoots with overthrowing the Prophet over Drew Ali. And I'm going to show you why I say that in a minute. They was in cahoots with overthrowing the Prophet over Drew Ali. But remember, we're talking about being married to marry. What's the name? But remember that. Them names I just named. They wanted to overthrow the Prophet over Drew Ali. But history will record that I don't think any of them chose a leader. And they all bumped their heads at the end of the day. But I think they were in cahoots. But now, we're talking about the marriage of Mary Drew Ali. Now, here we go. First of all, I'll get back to that in a minute. First of all, in this article, right here, it tells you that the prophet was on tour. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this article is January 1929. He visited the temples. He has a whole itinerary. So why? Remember, the article was in February. The prophet is visiting 15 temples. How is he visiting these temples? He's driving. He has 2 chauffeurs. He's not driving, his 2 chauffeurs are driving. So, as the Moorish Guide is being published, he's not in Chicago. Who is putting these ads in there? You know how Moors like to say on the record, for the record. Who putting these ads in there? Because this is the first time that we see Mary Drew Ali in these articles. And these articles are in February, and it's heating up. Watch how this plays out. Watch how this plays out. Now, here is the basic itinerary. February the 13th, and will be, I think that's from Chicago, but then he's going to be in Newark, and then he's going to be all the way through February. He's going to be in Richmond, and this is published. It's showing his itinerary.
Right.
So as the paper, this is the same February paper.
It's not.
But this is the first time that we see the name Mary Drew Ali. But why? Let's break it down. I hope y'all can see this. I'm going to try to make sure y'all can see this right. Now, one of the first things that we must look at and consider is this here. Family, this might shock you. This is one of the first things we got to consider. We know without a doubt, as I showed earlier, that Prophet Noble Drew Ali definitely married Sister Pearl Drew Ali, without a doubt or contradiction. Let me see if I get my point up real quick, because we're about to warm it up a little bit. We know without a doubt or contradiction that he married, can you hook this up for me, brother? That he married and was